Yes, my people, I don't come again to update our mindset as it is hot. So right now, I get 3 sharp updates. I won't bring and come out one after the other. And I beg you in the name of God, make sure say you go stay tuned so that you go enjoy all these 3 sharp updates. So right now when Tinubu don't come out, they let us they know say yes, charity always begins at home. In the letters they know say yes, the way and manner when it's something they use government property, and at the same time tell they storm Aso Rock without invitation, that it is practically not allowed. I don't want to talk too much. I want to bring up this sharp update. When I just hear them, then I go bring up the second one, then bring up the third one. When I go enjoy them. First watch Tinubu dey antagonize his son. Now watch him.
Last week I noticed the undue access of people sneaking in and out of this council, including I saw the photograph of my son. He's sitting behind the cubicle there. That is not acceptable. I will announce to you those people who are supposed to be here with my consent. And this allows man as a policy by Onanuga, information and strategy. Akim Mori Okola, principal, private secretary, and Damilotu Aderemi, private secretary. Those are the people who are granted exceptions to be here when we are conducting the business of the nation. Unless I send for you, don't come. Make it clear. And secretary to the government and head of service, please take note. Unless they are your staff that is included, no one is privileged to have access sitting in this expo, except those four that I have announced to you.
You don't watch and finish, Abi? You hear wetin dey talk, Abi? Yes, Tinubu no stop there. He no stop there. He carry on down to his ministers. He touch him ministers woto. He let them know say yes, who no work well as I don't give am ministers, so who no work well, make the person carry him bag and go back to his house. Yes now. I don't want to talk too much again. I want to bring up the second update concerning wetin he talk about his ministers. Make una hear am with una ear. So that those people when they feel say they make up this video, una go hear am with una ear clearly. So right now, watch Tinubu wetin he talk concerning his minister. Watch am.
We are open for business. And that is why we established resort delivery unit. At the end of this retreat, we are going to sign a bond of understanding between you, the ministers, the permanent secretary, and myself. If you are performing, nothing to fear. If you miss the objective, we review. If no performance, you leave us. No one is an island. And the buck stopped on my desk. No, I assure you, you have a free hand. You must be intellectually inquisitive to ask how, why, when, and why it must be immediate. You have responsibility to serve the people. I've taken a young lady, very dynamic, and this Abala Usman to head that delivery unit. If you have any complaint about her, see me. If you're ready to work with her, stay there. Delivery, yes.
Sure, when I don't watch am, abi? What do you feel? These two videos when I don't play now. Shebi, he do something good, abi? He really do something good. That is why I give her kudos for these two videos. Because why? If you do anything good, I go bring am up here. At the same time, if you do any wrong thing, I go also bring am up here. That is why I dey here for my followers, my fans, my viewers all over the world. That is why I dey here for now. Now to just the update now. So right now, the one when they tire me pass among all is the way when they spend money for this present regime now. The way that they spend money, man, is unacceptable. Nobody will accept them. And that is the major reason why they push Peter Obi and Dati so far from Aso Rock. Because they know say, anytime Peter Obi enter there, say anything sharing of money go cease. Yes, nah, that's why they fight so hard, say that man no enter there. So right now, I want to bring up the sharp update again, the last update, which is the way they spend money. I want to hear what they talk about, the reactions when they go on concerning the way and manner when Tinubu and his caucus they spend money within themselves. So as they watch these sharp updates, I beg with the name of God, make sure you go like, comment and share, so that people never see them, they go see what they go on. For our Nigeria, when we plan say yes, we want to sleep with two eyes closed. But right now, they won't make us know they sleep with two eyes closed. As you watch them, enjoy yourself and stay tuned. Thank you.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is said to have submitted a supplementary budget to the National Assembly requesting the allocation of over 7.3 billion naira for the procurement of vehicles for the State House. In the same budget, the Office of the First Lady is set to receive 1.5 billion naira for the purchase of new vehicles. The budget request is set to be part of President Tinubu's broader proposal, which includes a 2.17 trillion supplementary budget for approval by the National Assembly. Within the supplementary budget, the government intends to allocate 2.9 billion naira for the acquisition of sports utility vehicles designated for the presidential villa, and an additional 2.9 billion naira for the replacement of existing vehicles at the presidential villa. Dr. Abati, you know that this will raise a lot of eyebrows, but you know that there is more. The breakdown of the proposed expenses also include the sum of 4 billion naira for the renovation of the residential quarters of the president, while renovation of Dodan Barracks, the official residence of the president in Lagos, would also gulp another 4 billion naira. Also, the sum of 2.5 billion naira is budgeted for the renovation of Aguda House, while 3 billion naira is budgeted for the renovation of official quarters of the Vice President in Lagos, bringing it to a total expenditure of 13.5 billion naira.
Well, the various official residences may well be in need of renovation, because when a president leaves, a new president comes in. You know, there is usually renovation because the place will be renovated to the taste of the new president. The Dam Barracks in Lagos in particular, you know, having been abandoned more or less for a very long time, you know, needs renovation because the other building that is in Marina has been handed over to the Lagos state government. So if the president of Nigeria comes, he will have no option but to use the Dodan Barracks, you know, which even also has a small landing strip for helicopters. However, the one that you may query will be, this one's about vehicles. And the example of President Hakainde Hichilema of Zambia.
I had that video. I was going to play it again, but so, you know, go ahead.
President Hichilema of Zambia said, look, he's not going to change vehicles. He will just be using the vehicles that are there. So the question you now raise is, the vehicles that are already attached to the First Lady's office, what is wrong with them? Are we going to change all the vehicles? And then some of the vehicles, official cars in the villa, are we going to change all of them just because we have a new president? It shouldn't be the culture that each time a new president comes, you change all the vehicles. And in any case, this is still by way of supplementary budget. Unfortunately, people are protesting because the same National Assembly that has taken over 70 billion to buy vehicles for members is not likely to say no. He will just say, well, since we got our own, it's good for the villa to also get their own.
I think that image on TV right now is very instructive.
Yes,
National Assembly spends 53.7 billion on cars for lawmakers in 12 years.
The third point is that in a country where inflation is shooting through the roof, there are concerns about foreign exchange. People would genuinely, legitimately feel scandalized that you are going to use public funds to go and buy luxury vehicles, for whatever purpose. So these are the issues here. Our leaders should be seen to also be cutting corners.
Yes.
They should be seen to be making sacrifice. And the most unfortunate part of it is that even when they don't make this sacrifice, these vehicles will not be bought locally. They will be imported. So, and the point has been made again and again that there are local companies here that are producing cars, and it should be good enough to produce, to patronize local car manufacturers, even if they are assembling, even if they are car assembly plants.
I love that you mentioned that. A lot of people talk about the Innocent Motors. This is not. This has been trending. This was trending last week. It's a local manufacturer, and they produce vehicles that can be befitting for these lawmakers and the presidential villa. But before you speak, Rufai, I spoke to our State House correspondent this morning, Adeswa Omoruwan, and she talked about the fact, she said she spoke with the budget minister, and here's what she said. He says that the figures are justifiable because, there is a minimum standard that the state should provide for the presidency. Another thing that the minister also said was that, he gave an example of the German councillor who was received on Sunday, which actually got a lot of reactions because people were saying, why was he received in that manner and all of that. He said Nigerians should have provided a more befitting vehicle to pick him up. I don't know how much more that acceptance would have been, Rufai and Ayo, and that he thinks Nigerians should focus on big issues like the military getting the whooping 605 billion naira in the first instance from the Tinubu administration. Rufai, I know you want to speak.
Okay, so I've been itching to talk.
Yes.
Concerning the German ambassador, I think the best way to have received the German ambassador, if we're a sensible nation, I talk because I'm a patriot, should have been to use an Innocent or Nord car to drive the German chancellor. And when the president gets in with him, he says to him, that car is made in Nigeria. That's the height of Nigerian engineering, auto engineering. Then Germany will start to take us seriously. But if we are glorifying ourselves, we could have done better, all right, then it is very, very sad for us as a nation. I specifically wanted to talk about this thing, that as we called out the senators, we are also calling out the presidency here, taking all those monies for why people are suffering. But what I really wanted to say as regards even those renovation is the fact that as a nation, we need to introspect and ask ourselves what we truly want. And I'll bring up the matter of a place called number 24 Sussex Drive. 24 Sussex Drive is the official residence of the Prime Minister of Canada. The residence had been run down for so many years. The money allocated to is about $40 million. But because the Canadian president or prime minister fears the people of Canada so much, and they must justify every amount spent, they've not been able to fix the official residence. The Prime Minister of Canada, as we speak today, does not live officially in the official residence of Prime Minister of Canada just because of $40 million. Canadian GDP is $2.11 trillion. Nigeria GDP is less than $400 billion. But you can see a country, despite the big economy and all of that, will still scrutinize its leaders. But a country with a small GDP that's not done well economically is so quick to spend frivolously on its leaders. So you can see the reason why economies like Canada does way better and economies like Nigeria and Africa generally are reducing. And that's what, to tie to what Dr. Bat said, that's what Ichilema was trying to explain to the Zambian people that they didn't get. May God help us as a nation.
All right.